a young boy, and an alleyway. This is how the story began for one Batman or Bruce Wayne. After a movie, the Wayne family walks down what is known as Crime Alley, and, well, everything leading to the origin story of Batman begins right here and right now, leading to the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne, the parents of Bruce Wayne, or who we know now as the Batman. But this isn't about Batman. This isn't about the person that Batman is, the fear he brings to Gotham, or anything like that. This is about the person who raised the boy who would eventually become the symbol of fear in Gotham, Alfred Pennyworth. Yes, I am talking about Bruce Wayne's butler, because I'm gonna be honest, Alfred Pennyworth, or Bruce Wayne's butler, is so much more than just a butler. He's a father figure, a mentor, caretaker, and a flat-out person that takes care of Bruce like a son. I would bring up the fact that Bruce wasn't forced into foster care, but we all know that he was rich enough to do as he pleased, as he wanted, and all of the above. But a butler would never take on the role of a parent, but luckily Alfred is so much more than just that. He is so much more than just a butler. Now, there are countless, and when I mean countless amounts of examples that Alfred shows how much more of a butler that he truly is, that he is a father figure, he's a protector, and so on and so forth. But one that really caught my eye, and maybe this is because I'm a massive casual, would be the Gotham TV series. Yes, I don't know how people really feel about this TV series. When I watched it, it was kind of already on its hiatus, or kind of away from being created and stuff like that, and I kind of watched it without having a ton of social media chiming in over and over again, which nowadays that's kind of what it is for me. Is I watch a TV show that is relatively new and a ton of people are commenting on it, but in this I didn't really have much comment just in general, but I was able to kind of digest the Gotham TV series, and frankly, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and the main reason for that was Alfred himself. I think the Gotham TV series shows how much of a good person, and how much of a guardian, and how much of a parent figure Alfred truly is to Bruce. I mean, flat out, he is that person for Bruce, showing him what is right and wrong, and then also guiding him down the right direction that he needs to. At the end of the day, Bruce doesn't have that person that he can follow, the person that he can truly, more or less, have someone guide him. But luckily enough, Alfred is able to do that. Alfred is able to show him the proper way of approaching things, and he even does some very, very fatherly things. And the first thing that came to mind when I was going to create this video was when Alfred basically told Bruce to handle business. That he told Bruce that if someone was talking about his passed away parents, that you handle that business. And that's exactly what he did, breaking and shattering a kid's nose because of it. That's the type of guy Alfred is. And even in the Gotham TV series, Alfred is one that is basically teaching, or helps teach, Bruce remotely how to fight. We all know that eventually he goes off on his own and goes off on this giant quest and basically learns a ton of martial arts, becoming practically the greatest martial artist ever. But that's beyond the point at this moment. But Alfred in the Gotham TV series definitely does help him fight, or learn how to fight, at least earlier on. And before I even get into the next point I want to talk about, because that's going to be a little bit more off topic, I want to talk about how deeper into the relationship with Bruce Wayne, he does also just take up the mantle of being a figure for more and more orphans. I mean, we know the original Robin being that of Dick Grayson, and he treats him like another son. I mean, flat out treats him with the absolute respect and so on. And you could say that for practically the entirety of the Bat family. And he continues to show that love and show that passion, that he is a good person and is that father figure for every last one of them. And he continues to show that as more and more Robins come in, or even a pseudo Batgirl comes in. Now, let's go on to another example of Alfred being so much more than a butler, because honestly, it is so much more than even just being a fatherly figure and a good flat-out person. Alfred, in actually the Injustice story, which some of you already know that I've been reading the comics, and I've been actually, for the most part, almost done with them, and there's a scene that is absolutely beautiful where Superman actually breaks Batman's back, and Alfred grabs the analyzed pill of the more or less kryptonite pill, takes it himself, and then smashes his head into Superman's face. Yup. And then puts the absolute mitts on Superman, leaving him in a bloody pool, laying there completely defeated. Yeah, part of me wanted Alfred just to double tap Superman to make sure he stays down for good, but we all know Alfred wasn't going to do that. But there is something that Alfred said during this time. He said that he's no longer going to allow him to hurt his family. And oh my goodness, did that hit different. That hit completely and utterly different. Watching Alfred dismantle arguably one of the strongest beings in the universe with straight hand-to-hand combat, utilizing a pill that was just synthesized with just little bits of percent ticking away, and him seeing a completely shattered and broken Bruce Wayne on the ground, he bashes up Superman, and after he does that, he picks up Batman and carries him off as if he's still a child, a little child that he takes care of. It absolutely shatters my heart that even Alfred has to go through this, but I'm gonna be honest, it shows how much of a monster Alfred is when you make him pissed. Now, that is obviously the more brutal example of Alfred being so much more than a butler, but even more examples could be found in the Arkham games. Yes, the Arkham games. I know it's kind of more or less only focused on Batman bashing down villains, solving investigations and stuff like that, but I mean, at the end of the day, we see in Arkham Origins and then also in Arkham Knight that Alfred is full of concern, but also loyalty. He knows that this is something now that Batman has to do or Bruce has to do. But he does show concern in Arkham Origins for Bruce Wayne, and that's who he's showing concern for. He's showing concern for that boy that he saw in that alleyway that night. He's showing concern for the boy that he raised, and this was even referenced by Bruce or Batman, and he basically tells him that he's no longer that kid that when the muggers out there and the thugs out there look over their shoulder and second guess if they should truly pull that trigger, if they should truly make that crime or basically do that crime, it's fear. And the reason why they're fearing is because of Batman. And he makes that extremely clear. But Alfred in these games is showing insane amounts of concern for Bruce, which I feel like any father figure would when your son or pseudo son is a Cape Crusader. Now, in terms of the loyalty part, I mean, we've seen on multiple occasions, even outside of the Arkham games, that Alfred is willing to die for Bruce. Willing to die. Yes, he's willing to sacrifice himself. He's willing to die in a fiery explosion for him, and so on. And in Arkham Knight, or basically the Nightfall Protocol, we see them actually faked their own deaths, or faked the death of Bruce Wayne and Alfred Pennyworth. Now, I want to say this very clearly. There's been multiple stories of Alfred sacrificing himself on multiple occasions for Bruce Wayne. But yes, this version does not technically die, but they do destroy Wayne Manor, and Alfred shows that he's 100% committed to helping however he can, and he's okay with throwing away the life that he once had as long as Bruce is safe, as long as the kid and the child he raised is safe and secure. That's something that a lot of people would have a hard time swallowing that pill, because that's a drastic move to take, a very, very drastic move to take. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like I said before, I could sit here and talk about some insane things. I can talk about the times that maybe a Bruce Wayne has passed on or died, and the effect that Alfred has on certain things. Maybe even delve into the time that Dick Grayson became Batman and took on that mantle after the death of an effective Bruce Wayne, and obviously Damian taking on the counterpart of the effective Robin and so on. But I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is probably one of the worst games we've gotten in a while. And, well, I guess it was a little bit past, and it wasn't that recent. But I want to talk about it because it does effectively show what I'm saying in terms of Alfred. And some of you may have guessed it already, but that would be the Gotham Knights game. Now, the Gotham Knights game, don't get me wrong, was not a good game. I'm not saying it was by any means, but I must admit that it does show the family. It does show this family that Alfred is still taking care of, is still being around, is still helping, and it's as if he no longer has Bruce, but he feels that he now has the responsibility to take care of the Bat family in general, taking care of Red Hood or Jason Todd, Robin, Tim Drake, Nightwing, Dick Grayson, and Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, all taking on the responsibility of, well, the Batman, but Alfred taking on the responsibility of making sure that these four are taken care of, making sure that he is that father and parent figure for all four of them. And it's a task that he was never put on, a task that he was never necessarily given. He was the person that decided he would take on this responsibility. And you can go down the list, and I brought it up before, when Dick Grayson came into the fray of being a Robin, he was treated with the same respect and the same care that Bruce was treated with when he was a child. Same thing with every last one of them that came into the life of the Batman and came into this very dangerous life of the Batman. Now, before we finish off this video, I do want to reference one Damian Wayne, because I absolutely hated the fact that he disrespected our boy Alfred Pennyworth by calling him just another servant, because obviously he is no other servant. Alfred is a friend. Alfred is family. Alfred is the father of Bruce Wayne to a large extent, and of course, in most realities, that's what Batman tells Damian Wayne. But the fact that Damian treats Alfred in the way he treats him just absolutely pisses me off. Now, with that said, if a character pisses you off and it's meant to piss you off, that normally means he's written pretty damn good. So I will admit that. But I also want to say that Alfred has done countless things. And honestly, I don't think I have enough time in the damn world to say how much Alfred has truly done. I could go down the list, multiple comics, different versions of him, and so on and so forth. Actually, there's one that is kind of even scary in itself, which, I mean, I'll reference quickly, but I don't want to break down too into depth, would be the fact that there's a version of Alfred that literally makes up the entirety of all of the villains for Bruce Wayne, and he's actually just in a loony ward, which is, you know, a sane asylum, which is kind of wild. And there's a version where he's the Joker, and yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing when you have a universe as wide as this one, where you can have literally anything going on, because different Earths means different people, and different Earths means different things are happening, and it's a wild thing. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say on Alfred himself, and give me some more examples on why you believe Alfred is so much more than just a butler. I'd love to hear your guys' comments in the comment section below. As always, if you want certain videos to be done by me, let me know. Please leave it in the comment section below. I'm not going to show the comment or anything, but I want to just bring this up because I know someone was very upset that I supposedly do a ton of Batman content, and that's all I do, but I don't talk smack about Batman and I only talk smack about Superman. Not 100% sure why that would be the case or why someone would reference that, but that's beyond the point. I just want to bring up the fact that you're allowed to give me suggestions. I will do videos even if I don't agree with the premise. I've said this on multiple occasions, so if you have suggestions, leave them below. But with that said, that's the end of the video, and I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all continue to enjoy the content. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure, and YouTube's pretty sure, that you'll enjoy this one, so you should click it and check it out.